one of the fun facts that I just learned about you is that you do have a musical background.
Yeah,
You played the tuba growing up?
I did. So I played in fourth grade. I started playing in the band, at school. I think I played the trumpet. And then my older brother was in the marching band growing up. So he played the tuba. So I thought, maybe I'll switch to tuba. It's in the genes. I like it better because I didn't like playing trumpet. So in fifth grade, I started playing the tuba. Didn't love it. And then sixth grade, I actually was in the honor band at school. Started playing, actually kind of enjoyed it, and was in the all-state band that year, which is shocking. But for the all-state concert, I had to miss a basketball tournament, and that was the last concert I ever played because I never wanted to miss a sporting event for tuba ever again. So that was the end of my playing days there. But it was a good time.
That is fascinating. You learn something new every day. I absolutely love that. I do want to ask you too a little bit more just about your personal experience with everything that has happened over the past couple of months and quarantine in general. And you talk about kind of the different perspective that you have and how much you've missed football and being around your guys. Uh, we've asked a lot of people the same question, and I'm curious for your response. How do you think that COVID-19 is going to change your perspective, or I mean, even our generation's perspective as we move forward?
Right, and it'll be interesting to see how that actually plays out. But I think for me, and me personally, I think it's just I never appreciated how much being around people. And me personally, I wouldn't say I'm an introvert, but I'm not necessarily someone who's extroverted or loves being around people all the time. So I never thought I'd feel that, but I did. Especially things are starting to open up here a little bit more now. But when it was in the midst of everything, it was definitely difficult. Not seeing everyone you wanted to see and not being able to hang out with your friends and just do normal kid stuff. So I think that's the thing. I've grown a bit of a bigger appreciation for just being social and hanging with other people. And that comes with sports too. And like I said earlier, just being in that locker room and being with your friends.
I think everyone's navigating and coping with this whole experience differently. Who are you leaning on right now, would you say?
Probably my dad the most. Yeah, probably because we have to spend a lot of time together. But he's always someone I go to, for advice and to talk to. And even football wise, I think you'd be talking about Coach Harrell. I talk to him all the time. So I think those are two people that I've been in constant contact with throughout this whole process, and for different things for each of them that I address. But it's been good to have them.
And last thing on this, what do you like the most about the current situation? Because I know it's about to change, and I know you're about to head back to LA. But in terms of what the time you've been able to get with your dad, picking up the guitar, all of the things that we talked about. But what's is there a silver lining to this experience for you?
I think an accumulation of everything. One, getting my arm back and really feeling good where I am, getting an opportunity to work with my high school quarterback coach who I've been throwing with in forever, and get time at home with my parents that they haven't really had with me since I was in high school, and something that wouldn't happen. Even my grandmother's actually out here the first month, so getting to spend time with her was pretty amazing because usually I wouldn't be able to spend over a month with her, but I did because of this whole thing. So obviously not an ideal situation, but because of this, you get some benefits out of it too.
This is kind of a hard one, but if you were writing a book, what would this current chapter be called, do you think?
Oh man,
You could take your time on this one. It's
I'd say shoot. That's a good question.
I can come back to that if you want. It's stumped a couple people.
I'd say I'd call it something to the extent of, you know, the reevaluation chapter, just because you kind of get to sit back and kind of look at where you've been, where you want to go, and how you want to get there, to an extent. I don't know if that's the best word for it, but that's something like that.
I love that. That's the best. It's one of the best answers I've heard. So yeah, you nailed that. Keaton, obviously, well, last thing in terms of you getting back to LA, you're getting on a plane tomorrow, or you're driving to LA. How are you? Tell me what the next week is going to look like for you.
Yeah, so I'm driving out there tomorrow, and I'm coming back here before we actually go to school. I just kind of I was getting antsy here, throwing to my dad all the time, and kind of wanted to get throwing to real receivers. So I texted some of the guys. Drew actually texted me too, and kind of mentioned wanting to throw. So we're setting some stuff up so we can throw this weekend, and we'll be back soon enough, hopefully. But I think it's important to get that timing down, and even just to just kind of miss throwing with my guys. So it should be fun.
I won't tell your dad you said that, but fair enough.
He knows. He knows she's not.
He knows. Speaking of your receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, posted a picture of himself yesterday at one of the peaceful protests. And I think he and several other of your teammates, your Black teammates, have been very outspoken about what's going on right now in our country. And I would love some insight from you on what those conversations have been like, led by initially Clay Helton, but I know by the players themselves. So what insight can you offer on how your team and the Trojan family has been dealing with and processing and talking about everything that's going on?
Yeah, it's been really special, the way coaches handled everything. Coach Helton and the team meeting on Monday on Zoom, just kind of opened up the dialogue. He said, anyone who wants to talk about what's going on, here's our time. And the meeting went for like 2 hours, and kids were talking their opinions, their thoughts, their experiences. And, I thought that's what was so special. And kids were tweeting about it after. I think Eric Roman-Hoke tweeted something along the lines of, how special it was to be a part of this team. And even before I started playing, one of the things my dad kind of said was it was so amazing how you have so many different kids from so many different backgrounds, so many different places, so many different socioeconomic backgrounds that are, they all come together to achieve a common goal. I saw another tweet too that kind of said, if everyone experienced in the world experienced college football, there wouldn't be any of this racism in the world. So because they have that experience, like I said, of all these different people achieving a common goal. So I think the way coach handled that was really great. And, we know the team meeting today. I don't know how that will, what's going to happen there, but I was just really, really proud to be a Trojan that day. And it was great to hear from my teammates and their experiences.